continues next week. I can't believe what we have witnessed. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Buffalo Stampede. Happy holidays from all of us here at the Athletic Department of the University of Colorado. I'm voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. As we're wrapping up the calendar year of 2017, on the show today, we're wrapping up all 17 sports here at the University of Colorado as well. Boy, nobody had virtually as good a season as this guy right here, Jesse Mahoney, the volleyball team for CU, going to the Sweet 16. Boy, wonderful year. A lot of times when you're coaching, you don't have a chance to really appreciate it. A few weeks later, what are you thinking about this past season?
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely true. I think while we're in it, we're not thinking about what we've done and all that kind of stuff. I think now that it's over, the championship is over, we're taking a little time to be, proud of what we did this season and individual accomplishments and team accomplishments as well.
Jesse, what was it that made this team, do you think, click in your second season?
We had a really good, we had a lot of really good senior leadership. We had a lot of juniors and seniors on the floor. We had a freshman come in who played above everyone's expectations, and I think they just kind of, they had a mission. They knew what they wanted to do this season, and for whatever reason, they really stuck to it.
And I wonder sometimes as well, year number 2 for you, as you're trying to build culture, does it help that there's an understanding what you're trying to get to for the players as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, we came in and we wanted to change some things and do things a certain way, and our players and our upperclassmen especially really bought into what we wanted to accomplish, and I think this last season they really put that on their backs and decided, this is what we want to accomplish. Here's how we can get there, and they really did that.
Boy, that freshman you talk about, Brenda DeLuzio. In fact, she was one of your 2 All-Americans this season. Bright future for her.
Absolutely, Brenna. Like I said, she exceeded expectations. I'm not sure that's true. I mean, we knew she was going to be really good. We didn't know if she was going to play libero or set for us. Turns out she set and was fantastic. She might end up playing libero at some point too. We don't know, but she needs to be on the floor for us, no doubt about it. She makes us better wherever she is.
And the other All-American, Alexa Smith. It's nice that she's coming back for one more year.
Yeah, I wish it was a couple more, but she's an amazing player, an amazing leader for us, and really does everything on the court and off the court, and I was really proud of her and glad that she got some recognition because she really was kind of the heart and soul of our team this season.
I wonder, a season like this, when you get to the Sweet 16, Buffs lost to eventual national champion Nebraska. That's hard for us to say here, by the way. But with that being said, can this be a springboard for the Buffs volleyball team?
I think certainly it can. I think we have a lot of talent coming back. I think now that everyone's got a taste of what it takes to get to this level, they definitely want to get back there next season, and I think we have an opportunity to be even better.
Talking women's soccer right now, Megan Massey Jr. for the Buffaloes, coming off a 12-win season. As we glance back, great season for the Buffs, right?
Yeah, it was really good. It was really fun.
Take us through a little bit. What made that group special to kind of have the year that you kind of had?
I think that we really came together as a group. That's what I really feel that we did the best throughout the season. And I mean, we had some rough patches for sure, but it came to a point where we really had to win these certain games, and we all really came together, and we really did win all those games.
Would it be safe to say that this was a defensive strong team? You had a good stretch there of pitching shutouts, if you will.
Yeah, it was we were very strong defensively. JJ obviously is awesome. Scout's really great too. They compete every day at practice, and I know JJ was breaking records and stuff like that. Yeah, she had a great season. So did our back line. They're always rock solid too. So
when you talk about JJ Tompkins, the goaltender for the Buffaloes, what makes a good goalie in soccer, do you think?
I think that it's more communication. She is always talking, letting everybody know what's going on, and yeah, and she's obviously one of our captains too. She's a really great leader that we have.
All right. How would you say your season was?
I'd say it was a lot better than last year.
All right.
Yeah.
How come?
Just scoring and getting some more assists and stuff. It was really good for my confidence too.
That had to be nice in the postseason when you played DU in the tournament. You had a goal and an assist, I think.
Yeah.
In that one. Talk about that game.
No, so that was good. I mean, obviously it's an at-home rival, which is even cooler too.
Right.
I think there's a lot of people there from my hometown, and there's a bunch of players that I played with in my club season when I was in high school. So I mean, that was really big for me personally. So.
I bet. Yeah. The next week, the Buffs end up getting knocked out of the tournament against the number 2 ranked North Carolina Tar Heels. They were number 1 seed. Disappointing way to end. But go back and take us through that contest.
I mean, I think that we were right there with them the whole time. I think it was a really even game. If you didn't see the score, or it was only 1-0, but
yeah.
I like if you were going to watch the game back, I don't think you really would know that they beat us because I think it was really even. If the game would have kept going, I wish it did, because I think we kind of got in the groove of things towards the end, and we were really pressing. And I think that if it went for like even just 5 more minutes, we would have maybe gotten something out of it.
Because you had a couple of good chances late in that game, correct?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Look forward for us with the Buffs. With what you lose, moving forward, looking at the next season, how would you assess where the team's at?
I think that we're going to be really strong next year. We didn't lose that many seniors this year, and I think next year we're going to have a lot of new, really good players coming. Steph, Jorian, all these people are coming back from injuries, which is going to be really helpful, and we're just going to have a lot of depth with like the incoming freshmen and transfers. So this
kind of year can be a little bit of a springboard for the Buffaloes moving forward, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I hope it's our best year because it's my last year. So
always hoping the best for the last when a senior. Megan Massey Jr. for the Buffaloes. They had a 12-win season, got knocked out in the second round of the NCAA tournament. As we recap all 17 sports here at the University of Colorado. We continue putting a wrap on all 17 sports here at the University of Colorado as we wrap up 2017. I'm voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson, wrapping up men's basketball right now with Tad Boyle. I know you're in the middle of it right now, and it's tough to look back. You probably hit the erase button there, but you glance back to 2017. What was kind of the postscript you put on that season?
Well, a lot of things. We didn't get off to a very good start. We've lost our first 7 league games, coming into 2017, which you don't like doing, but some really close ones. But we finished strong. We finished 8-3 in conference play. So kind of an up and down season there, and then obviously this season got off to a great start, 6-0. We've had a couple of bumps in the road here since then. So again, when you watch the Colorado basketball team, you're going to see some ups, you're going to see some downs. I just want to see the trend line going up, and with the players that we have in the program, the youth we have, the quality talent, kids we got sitting out. The trend line for this program is definitely up.
I think it's a lot of times easier to appreciate something when it's gone. I'm referring to Derek White a year ago. Here's a guy you had in your program for 2 years. Sits out the 1 year as a transfer coming up from Colorado Springs and put together one of the great seasons in Colorado history.
Yes, he did. I mean, he was terrific and did so many things to help us win games. That's the thing I'll remember about Derek, is it wasn't just his scoring ability, but his passing ability, his defensive ability, his block shots. I mean, he did so many things to help our team win games, and he was one of those guys that was a team guy. And we already do miss Derek White. The only disappointment I have about Derek is only getting to coach him for 1 year. So we wish him well. He's doing great with the Spurs, and he's going to have a great NBA career.
Do you sometimes use him as an example of persistence and stick-to-itiveness because of where he came from and what he ended up being?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Derek White is a guy that, you can look to in a lot of different areas, and our players have great respect for him. And, nothing was given to Derek. Derek earned everything he got coming up through the ranks, high school, Division II, and then on to Division I here, and had a great year.
And you talk about this team this season. It's tough to look too far ahead, but where they're at, what you have in this team, there's a lot of potential in this group you're coaching right now.
A lot of potential, and that's why we just are looking for improvement on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis. And again, we've got some great seniors, but the bulk of this team is young talent that's just going to get better and better, and we need to keep adding to that.
Talking women's basketball here now as we're joined by senior Zoe Coryell. Well, you glance back to last year. I know it's kind of strange. You're in the middle of a season right now, but let's glance back a little bit. That was 2016-2017 season. Good year for the Colorado Buffaloes. You guys went to the Sweet 16 of the NIT. What's kind of the takeaway from last season, do you think, for the program?
Just like in all the years here, we've never gone to postseason, so that was my first year. Just the knowledge that as a program we can do things like that, and we can continue to do well and to do better and to get better every single year. I think that was the biggest thing, is the knowledge that we have the capacity. We've all have the capacity.
At one point in time, you guys were ranked number 15 in the country. I mean, that was kind of the high point of the season. The Pac-12 is very challenging, isn't it? And you kind of learned a little bit about how tough that league can be last year.
I mean, we've always kind of known that. like Pac-12s is where you really have to come out and put to show all that work you put in preseason, all that work you put in the preseason games, all the things you've worked on. Pac-12 is the real test, I feel like.
Now, this year you've had a lot of changeover on the roster. So a lot of new teammates as you start this campaign towards the end of 2017. How's the transition gone? The record's very good at this point in time.
Yeah.
So how's this team coming together?
It's good. It's good. I feel like we have a lot of talented players, a lot of people who really just love playing basketball and love, like, they're really fun to be around, and it's been like so fun getting to know everybody and playing with everybody and just like learning about a bunch of new teammates. It's been really fun.
After going to the Sweet 16 of the WNIT a year ago, the goal would be obviously this year to go to the NCAA tournament, correct?
Yeah.
How'd you guys kind of address that and prepare yourself this year?
I mean, it's kind of always just kind of like, it's been our goal. It's always the goal. The goal is always the NCAA tournament. Like, you get to the NCAA, that's pretty cool too. But like, I think the goal has always been like, let's go to the NCAA tournament. We are aiming there.
Yeah. And this league gets you ready for that, doesn't it? We saw that in volleyball a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they went to the Sweet 16 of volleyball and were so prepared because of what they faced in league play. Same thing would be true in women's basketball.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Pac-12 is definitely that's the conference that'll test you.
Yeah. How about you health-wise? You're dinged up. You got the boot on. Can't see that on camera. But, how you feeling right now?
I'm okay. It's just been kind of like a chronic thing I'm dealing with, so we're trying to handle it.
All right. You guys feel good about where you're at, though, right now, non-conference play?
We feel good. There's always room for improvement. There's always things we can do better. Working on a lot of things in practice, and we're just really excited to play. We're
going to get you healthy then for league players soon, aren't we?
Oh, we sure are.
So the Buffaloes have got just a couple of games left to get ready for Pac-12 play, and then it's into the deep end of the pool. What does this team need to improve upon before league play begins?
For league play, we've talked a lot about like our energy and how we like our mentality going into games and just like the confidence piece. Like I said, it's such a young team. These are all things that come usually over time, like the need to give energy and just the confidence of being in college play. And I feel like we're working on that. We're making some good steps, but I feel like once we really hit our stride with that, we're gonna have some great games.
All right, before we know it, Pac-12 play is just around the corner for the Colorado women's basketball team as we wrap up 2017 with all 17 sports here at CU. And we continue wrapping up all 17 sports here at the University of Colorado as we wrap up 2017. I'm Voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson, and Elliott. Women's lacrosse joining us here for a couple of minutes. It was a good 2017 for you. Boy, 16-4 in the season. You've probably forgotten about it because you're ready to jump into action again, but take us back and recap a little bit.
Yeah, it was a really exciting year for us. I think, in our fourth season, having such a heavy senior class and a lot of leadership, we got off to a quick start. Had some big wins for our program, which was the first time we've been ranked teams over Northwestern and Penn State, and it was really exciting start. And I think going into conference, last season was really fun for us to finally make the championship, and a tough end for us, but overall a great year, and we're excited.
When you get a taste of that NCAA tournament, though, can that kind of be a springboard of sorts for a program, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think it was, eye-opening for us in many ways as a program to finally get to the NCAA tournament and really, enjoy that feeling. And then, once you get there, to have the ending that we had, I think also really is motivating for our team.
Yeah,
and understanding kind of what it means and what it takes to have a great season and to get far in the tournament.
How about what you lose off of this team moving forward? What do you got to replace?
Yeah, I think we lost 6 starters. Our first 3 kids off the bench. So we've lost a lot of players, a lot of leadership. We have great players coming back. I think offensively, defensively, through the midfielders, our top players are back and they're energized. They're excited to do more than we did last season. And it's just kind of filling in the gaps and having people step up and really finding new leadership and what this team looks like for 2018.
Hey, and just recently we found out the upcoming schedule for the Buffaloes, too. Some very challenging games there.
Yeah, we seem to like to get off to a fast start. So just like last year, we'll hit the ground running, go down and play Michigan and Florida, and then head over to Gainesville to take on Florida, who's been a top team and I think is in the top 5 right now preseason. Quick turnaround, and we'll head to Northwestern. So our first 3 games are going to be really challenging and on the road, but I think our players are really excited.
We talk about some of what you bring back. Darby Kiernan, Sarah Brown, All-Americans from a year ago. That's a good place to start, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think, our returning players have a lot of experience. Really, I think, stepped up last year for us and took on new roles. And I think this year you'll see a lot of those same players and new players stepping up and taking on new roles and leading this team.
Another one of the great things, by the way, for the Buffaloes this year, the first Pac-12 tournament is happening right here at CU this year. That's exciting.
Yeah, very exciting for our team to finally be in the Pac-12 and play, and for us to have an opportunity to host the first ever Pac-12 championship. It's exciting. Our players are really fired up about it, and we're looking forward to having a great tournament in April.
We're talking tennis. Lou Ronaldson joining us, senior for the Colorado Buffaloes. Let's glance back to 2017. And it's always interesting with some of the sports when they split the season. So you had a spring of 2017 and the fall of 2017. Kind of go back and recap a little bit for us.
Okay, so our spring season is when we compete as a team and everything counts as like a team. And I think we had a good season. It was definitely hard with a few injuries, but I think it brought us closer together, and we really had to kind of combine our efforts for one goal. And I think we had some good highlights when we beat Washington State. That was really, really good. We also had some great wins in doubles. My partner and I, we beat Stanford's #1 pair, and they're a really good team, so that was a highlight. And I think we competed right from the start to the end, and I don't think anyone lost heart even when we had some tough times. So I think it was a really good season that we learned a lot from.
When you have a season like that and it's split, does that make things more difficult? Is it better to halfway through get a chance to refocus? How does that kind of affect a team sport like tennis?
Well, when we come back, we have the summer off, and then when we come back in fall, we compete individually. So I think the fall season gives us time to work exactly on what we want to work on without affecting the team results. So I think it allows us to kind of explore more with our game and then practice and hone in. So then when we come back in spring, we have a short break over Christmas, and we come back and we're ready to just compete as a team.
You mentioned having some injuries. You were one of the injuries you're talking about. A little stress issue with the foot. How are you coming along? How are you feeling?
So unfortunately, that did take out a big chunk of my season in fall, but I couldn't walk for a bit. I was in a boot, but I think I really did my rehab, and I'm definitely feeling perfectly good for spring. I'm ready to go. So yeah, bring it.
I like to hear that. Now you did compete in the ITA Riviera Championships. What was that experience like?
Yes, so my doubles partner Chloe and I, we managed to get in for doubles, and it was really cool. It was at the Riviera Club in, where was it? Malibu or some Pacific Palisades.
LA area.
The LA area. It was the nicest area I've ever been in my life.
Awesome.
We got absolutely spoiled. The competition standard was so high. We narrowly lost to Pepperdine, but it was just such a good experience that it just made us more hungry to work harder.
Before we let you go here, you got a young player, Linda Wang, on this team.
Yes.
That's a pretty special youngster.
Yes. So Linda is our freshman. She's from Australia. She's come in and she's absolutely killed it this season. She came in ranked 54 in the last rankings, which we're all so proud of. She's worked really hard. She's really motivated all of us, and I think she's going to come in and do really well for us in the spring.
She's from Australia. I made the mistake, by the way. Lou is from Great Britain.
Yes,
sorry
I'm
about
from
that.
England. No, that's okay.
As we wrap up all 17 sports here at the University of Colorado, wrapping up 2017, that's a look at women's tennis. And we continue wrapping up 2017 as we get to the end of the calendar year here at the University of Colorado. All 17 sports. Voice of the boss, Mark Johnson. Alpine skiing. Tanya Trulsrud joining us for a couple of minutes. Alpine, downhill.
Downhill.
Not going flat, going downhill.
No, going fast.
All right. Wrap up 2017. Good year for the Buffs, but as I've said to other skiers we've talked to, when you hear Colorado, it's about winning championships.
Yeah.
You guys came in second, but kind of recap 2017 for us.
Well, the beginning of our season were pretty good. We did good in all the meets. We even won regionals, which is kind of always a good indicator on how the team is going to perform at the NCAA. But then came the final. We ended second, which is it's bitter. It's bittersweet, but I know we can do so much better. And everyone on the team, we all knew we were able to win if we did perform, but we didn't. So, yeah, hope to do better this year.
You go back to 2017, the championships as well. It was a lot of self-induced problems in the race, correct?
I was one of the problems. I messed up in the GS. I was in second. I lost the ski in second run. Totally crashed into the net and did not look good. Had a big nose afterwards. So, yeah, we had a lot of trouble. I think we were 4 kind of big mistakes that kind of messed up for all of us. But, it's a team effort, so that happens.
Now, the championships this year in 2018 are going to be right here in the home course
Yes.
at Steamboat Springs. You skied there before, right?
I've
2
been
years
there,
ago.
my first year here, this national championship was there. So we've been there a lot, and I really like the hill, so that's good.
How about skiing at night? That's fascinating to me that one of the events is at night.
Yeah, but it's actually kind of fun, and it makes it kind of more spectacular. So I think the night slalom will be a great event.
Talking Nordic skiing right now. Junior from Norway, Petter Risted joining us. It was a good 2017 for the Colorado Buffalo. Is that safe to say?
Oh, yeah. This is going to be a great year.
Yeah. Take us back to last season a little bit. Buffs finished second nationally. You finished fourth in your 2 events. Kind of recap the season for us and what kind of year it was for the Buffaloes.
Yeah, it started out pretty well. We won a bunch of meets. Then we got a little unfortunate in the NCAA and then ended up second even after a really exciting last day where we caught up a bit on the leading Utah.
You know, when you come here to Colorado in skiing, the expectation every year is you're competing for a national championship, isn't it?
Yeah, like I'm here to win and the team is here to win. And we don't count second or third places.
Does Coach Rokos talk much about that, or is it just kind of understood amongst the team?
I think that's like an understanding in the team.
Yeah. You're a junior now. How would you say you've gotten stronger and better in your events?
Well, I have got some pretty solid matching over here with Mats that was here for my first 2 years, and now new guys coming over from Europe. Yeah. So I would say that I've taken a few steps in both classic and skating.
Is it a strength standpoint, a conditioning standpoint? What makes you a better skier?
Probably like in skiing, as a lot of other sports, you need like years of training. You need those 10,000 hours to become a really good athlete. So I've just gotten in hours on training. And that's.
How about Coach Richard Rokos? What kind of coach is he, and how is it to compete for him?
Well, just the history he has with I think 9 or 10 national championships, having been coach here for decades. It's pretty cool to.
Well, we should mention as well the NCAA championships are going to be here in Colorado up in Steamboat this year.
Yeah, once again. After we were out there in 2016, we're going out there this year, and I think it's safe to say that when we didn't win the last time, we're going to make sure it happens this time.
I like that. Maybe collect another one of those trophies over our shoulder. Congratulations. Good luck this season.
Thank you very much.
All right, Junior Petter Risted as we recap Nordic skiing here in 2017.